Watch until the end where we'll drop the prompt that we use exactly on ChatGPT. All right, so we're gonna go to our screen share here, and basically what we do is we copy and paste the entire transcript of our sales calls. We use the AI to record our sales calls. In this case, it's Fathom. But most of those software out there like Otter and stuff, you can transcribe your sales calls and put it straight into ChatGPT, and it spits out the following. You can ask it questions like these, but I'll go over the first section, and then Kayla will go over the next. So we put in, to preserve the names of the people in the call, we just put the transcript in, and it's pretty cool because you can see that ChatGPT says, here are the pain points. Meta ads performance is weak, struggling to get even 2x ROAS despite heavy effort and optimization. Ad fatigue and scaling issues on Meta. Campaigns stop performing after scaling even with small increments. And you can see a bunch of things that help us with understanding their pain points. And this is really useful because we use pain points to kind of address them obviously in the sales calls and kind of sell them that way. But also when we make our own ads, we like to use pain points to kind of hook people for our next ad.
Awesome. All right. Another section similar to pain points, but not entirely, is objections. And these are kind of like the emotional, non-logical issues that they're having, maybe with getting a close. So it will pull out of the transcripts every objection. In this case, it was like fear of wasting money. They didn't want to invest unless they saw an ROI. Things like, their business partner, their spouse, like, how will they feel about this? Things like that. So this is really helpful for us because then if Gregory hops on another call in the future, he already knows what these objections are and can handle them more adequately.
Another section that we use ChatGPT for is to understand what are they currently doing for marketing. That way we can see what are they doing now, and if there's any gaps between what they're currently doing and their goals, and how our service fits into that. So in this case, this client is already running Meta ads. Have they had past success in Meta? They have in like some months, but now it's kind of starting to slow down. And they do organic Instagram marketing. They do Google organic, but they have limited Google Ads experience, which fits well because our main service is Google Ads. So they self-identified that, and we're like, well, we can help you with that.
All right, and what we also like to know what is working. So then we can go forward when we start doing our work and understand, okay, maybe these headlines work better. Maybe this resonates more with your audience. Things like that will really help the service delivery side. And then it will also tell them and reinforce in their minds that, hey, marketing can work in some cases and get them closer to their goal. So in this case, they had really strong product market fit. They had some organic Google search traffic already, so that's definitely helpful. That means there's some demand there that we can tack onto, and then they have a good seasonal product. So these things really help us when we're building out their ads in the future.
In contrast to what is working, we ask what is not working. Again, you really want the people to kind of identify their pain points. So in this case, current Meta ads, they were not happy with how it's performing today. They got better ROAS before. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Looks like they have some post, they think that there's post iOS 14 organic decline and cash flow pressure in off season. So of course, businesses have different seasons and they're feeling like it's kind of hurting them right now because their cash flow is much lower.
Another question that we asked too is, have they worked with other companies? This will give us a really good idea on their level of skepticism or their familiarity with working with other people for services like ours. In this case, they did not work with any other Google Ads people, which kind of left the door open for us a bit because they hadn't been burned necessarily in the past. So there was items like, they'd listened to a lot of marketing pitches, but they hadn't necessarily committed to anybody yet. And then they ran all of it in-house, so they know how much work it takes, how much effort it goes into making ads work well. So that was a real advantage for us to know in the future as we are continually trying to sell them.
And that's how we use ChatGPT to break down our sales calls. They're very helpful. Kayla and I like to watch sales calls as much as we can. And this really helps expedite that when we don't have the time, because sometimes sales calls takes like 30 minutes or an hour. But when we have the team put the transcript into ChatGPT, it only takes me 5 or 10 minutes to read the summary, then I can internalize that for the next sales call.
Yeah, so these are just one way that we use AI within our business, but we found it to be really helpful in terms of expediting processes and making sure that we're better prepared. And like we said, it's really easy. All you have to do is copy and paste the transcript from whatever video recorder that you're using, paste it into ChatGPT with some of these questions, and you're able to get a really concise, well-written, well-rounded report out of it.
Well, that's a wrap. Less typing and more closing. Hit subscribe and we'll see you on the next automation.